Hey, this is Rachel Bolin.
This is Snake.
And I'm Rob.
And you are watching Underkill TV. Oh, by the way, we're from Skid Row.
Just say that name and everybody gonna find a way. But then again, it don't happen to be the same. And then we ride into the sun. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Underkill TV, joined with Snake, Rachel and Rob from the one and only Skid Row. How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
How you doing, Rachel?
I'm living the life.
And Rob?
I'm doing good.
And literally just come off stage. How was it for you tonight playing Cardiff? I think the last time you played Wales was Hard Rock Hell Festival, wasn't it? December, as we just...
Yeah, I think it was December 5th, and as you mentioned earlier, Scotty fell down a flight of steps and busted up some ribs, but still made it to the next show. And but that was one of the shows, I think, that kind of started reintroducing the band to the UK.
Yeah.
And we thought we had a really good show, and the response was great. And it was great for us to get back here now.
Yeah.
And start this tour, and obviously we have the new record coming out, and we're all really excited about it. And there's just a different vibe now, and it's a really good thing. It's strange, but it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Rachel could expound upon that.
Yeah, because it's quite an unusual release, this, isn't it? Could you tell us a little bit about the new record, Rachel?
Yeah, we hold that. Okay. We decided to do it in 3 installments. It's called United World Rebellion, and this is chapter 1.
Yeah.
And we're doing 3 chapters. And we decided to do it this way because times have changed and attention spans are very short nowadays. And it's not only that, it's the economy too, where to go out and ask, back home ask $15, $16 for an album or whatever is, I think it's easier for people to buy something for $7, and or $6, whatever they're selling it for back home. But it's cool because we'll have a steady flow of music instead of like putting out an album and writing it for 2 years, or in our case for like 6 years or something like that. But, and from a songwriter standpoint, it gives you more time to work on songs, because Snake and I are picky bastards, and we like the song you heard tonight, Kings of Demolition, which is going to be the first single. How many times did we rewrite that thing? Three or four times.
Easily.
And because we wanted it perfect to our standards, and that's always worked in the past. So it's really cool. I'm really excited about it, and our fans have started to develop sectors around the world. United World Rebellion, United World Rebellion, Italy, United World Rebellion, Atlanta. All over cities and countries and states, and it's a really, really cool thing, and it's actually starting to steamroll quicker than we thought it would, or more than we thought it would too. So it's pretty cool.
And how would you describe it to the last sort of 2 records? And Dave, would you describe the sound as compared to like revolutions per minute or something?
You know what? It's strange when we started working on this record. Rachel and I started talking about it, and we kind of went back to the way that we started working when we first met each other in 1986. We started like just talking about different ideas that we both had and different life experiences, and we live, pretty far apart from each other. So it was a good way for us to sort of reconnect on like a friendship level, on an emotional level, and start really delving into each other's lives. And once we started doing that, found there was a lot of commonality in what we were all going through. And so we took that and we were like, you know what? It's been so long since we've had fun doing what we do. Yeah. It became, it was like a pressure thing, and that's a terrible way to do it, to have a job. It's like if you're always feeling like you're under pressure and someone's got their hands around your neck, that's not what we ever wanted it to
Right,
be.
yeah.
Music is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be an enjoyable experience and a chance to express yourself. And so for this one, we have fun, man. We've had a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that we didn't sit there and really be meticulous, as Rachel said earlier, about what we were creating. But it was enjoyable. We were laughing, and it was a long time since we had done that.
Yeah.
And it would. I think it shows. I think it shows in the songs, and I think it shows in our performance live. And I think this set of songs and the way we're going about this has rejuvenated the band in a sense. Like everyone's just happy to be here.
Yeah.
To play Cardiff and have that many people here, and first two shows are sold out, and we're humble people, and so it takes you aback a little bit, but it's great. It gives you such great inspiration to move forward.
That's one thing I was going to mention earlier. I mean, you guys have always when you've always come over, you've not sort of done 4 shows in the 4 corners of the UK. You've always made sure you've made a go of it and done like a 10 to 12 date UK tour alone, then head off obviously into Europe then. As you say, the first 2 shows are sold out. Tonight was pretty close to sold out as well. I mean, the response from the fans this time round has been phenomenal. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I think, when our agent got in touch with us and told us, yeah, this is sold out, and there's a few more on the tour that are already sold out, and there'll probably be even more. It's more than we expected. We were hoping our album would be out over here by the time we got here in a perfect world, but that's not saying that we're not going to come back, So, but it's been great. What do you think?
I think it's been great, and again, as Rachel said, it's the response has been. You just never know. We haven't been here in a while, and this is my first time touring the UK as a member of Skid Row, and you just don't always know what to expect, and it's been overwhelming, to be honest.
Excellent stuff. Cheers, guys. One thing I was going to say as well, I think the last time you played Cardiff as well was, since this reunited lineup, I think it was 2003. One thing I always remember that gig. I remember it was either yours or Scotty's guitar. Scotty's guitar. I remember there was a load of us going around Cardiff looking for it.
Oh, right, yeah. That's right.
Somebody tried taking it from the stage side. They
took it.
Yeah,
they took it. They found
left.
him down at the train station.
Yeah.
Who's the band that was opening for us?
You had the Gagas and you had Heaven's. Hurricane Party, Roadstar.
Oh,
Roadstar.
Yeah.
The Gagas, wasn't it?
No, it was Hurricane Party.
Yeah. Their road crew found the guy because they went taking off after him. Found him at the train station and thumped him pretty good. And they came back so proud with Scotty's guitar and handed it back to Scotty. Yeah, that was an interesting night because we pulled the bus around another spot and got in a fight with a bunch of drunk guys. I remember beating the guy's head against a trunk somewhere, but whatever.
And what's the plans for you guys this summer then? Obviously, is there any sort of festivals? Are you going back stateside to do any festivals or anything? No?
We're breaking up.
No,
No.
you can't.
We have, it's wild. It's like our agent, we have 2 agents, and they come with us with gigs, and we're like, sure, yep, of course, yes, we'll be there, yep. So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And we just want to play as many places as we can because we're so proud of this new record and what's going to come. And again, like Rachel was saying earlier, it's kind of like steps, and it's not like living with one record for 12 months or something like that, which just you can't do in this day and age. And people's attention spans are so much shorter than they used to be. But the great thing about the UK is that the people have been so loyal. Tonight was so obvious.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I think we all were looking out there and going, man, like after all this time, these people are still coming back. And it really is humbling, and it's amazing. But so for us, we're going to play everywhere that we possibly can. I mean, we fly from, the Czech Republic to California, and go to Arizona, and then go back in the studio and cut some more songs, and then go back on the road again. And it's the same way it's always been. It's our lives, and this is what we do, and it's so enjoyable to be doing right now.
Absolutely. And going back to the new record as well, as I was saying, one thing I've noticed now with the sort of generation, the way the music industry's gone, what's your views on like the download scene now? Obviously, like iTunes and obviously, myself personally, I like to obviously buy a CD. I have a collection. I like to collect and have that. What are your views on like the download thing and everything?
I like the physical, tangible CD in my hand. I like that. Sometimes I'll hear a song on the radio or on a TV commercial and I'll Shazam it and be like, that's a cool song. So I'll just download that song. Might not be, the whole record may not be my cup of tea, but I like that song. Yeah. So I think downloading is cool if you want one song. Yeah. If, like, say Kiss comes out with a new record, I'm not going to download just one song. I'm going to go and buy it because I have every Kiss record since I was a kid, since 1972. You know what I mean? So I want a CD, but it is what it is. It's the way of doing things now, and like it or not, it is the way of doing things now. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. I like it and I hate it at the same time, because I just remember going to a record store when I was a kid, saving up my allowance and buying Rock and Roll Over or buying Sticky Fingers by the Stones and stuff like that. And, I don't feel bad, but I wonder, like, people growing up, like, in the last 10 years, whether they still have that experience, or they're like,
they don't.
Ooh, I can't wait till the next single comes out so I can get it off of iTunes with absolutely nothing to look at, So, and then as soon as they're sick of that, they don't have another song to go to. But, it is what it is. We have old school mentality, so we're putting out CDs and may put out vinyl on one of the installments, on one of the chapters of United World Rebellion. So, we're old school, but we got to keep up with what's going on.
In all honesty, it's a shame because the labels, all the heads of the labels, ruined everything for this generation and for the generation before. Not our generation, but the ones that came after. What happened is that people were sick of paying $17 for a CD of 12, 14 songs, and 2 or 3 of them were great. Yeah, absolutely. And they just got the people are not stupid, fans are not stupid, and you know what? We're in an economy where, man, $1 is precious. Absolutely. Yeah. In the 80s and whatnot, $1 wasn't so respected. Now $1 is hugely respected. Absolutely. By the person who has it. Yeah. So they're going to spend it on what they need, and what they need is to eat. So college kids were buying
edible songs.
Right.
New idea.
That's awesome. And college kids were sitting there and weighing, okay, do I spend $17 on the CD or do I spend $1 on a value meal? Yeah. And obviously, Sean Fanning comes along and he sits there and has this idea about Napster and brings it to all the bigwigs at the record labels, and every one of them shot him down because they're the guys who are making the profits. Absolutely, yeah. And so he was like, fine, fuck it, I'll give it away for free. And college kids were like, I can't afford $17. Yeah. And it was out of necessity that they were taking this music. Now, I don't believe in piracy. I think it's terrible, but I understand the mentality behind it. Yeah. They don't understand what they're doing. They're just like, I just want to listen to some music without having to break out $17, $20. Yeah. And they were getting ripped off by the artist. There was no guardians at the gate that sat there and said, guess what? You have a record with 12 songs on it. 9 of them suck. No one sat there and did that. When we were first coming out, we were fortunate enough to have people that worked with us to sit there and go, you know what? That's good, and it's this close to being great. Make it great. And so we did. We worked our asses off to do it. Yeah. So when we released records, we felt very strongly about every song on that record. That doesn't happen anymore. No. I don't believe it happens anymore.
And like you said, with the CD pricing, it was something that the artists themselves never had any control over whatsoever, did you? It was the record company.
You attempt to have some control over it.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there and you go, you cannot sell it for that. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. And they're like, well, guess what? You know, now you're reducing your profit margin, not ours.
Yeah.
And we were like, fine, whatever. Let's just make it accessible for the music buying public.
Metallica kind of made the worm start to turn when they put out that Garage Days Revisited and put the price in the title of the record so no one could sell it for more than that price.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. And
Me too.
that started the worm to turn. You know?
And one thing, I was just going back to the new record quickly. For anybody that wants to check anything out with the band and everything, and especially with the new record, where's the place they can check it out? What's the website?
Well, the website is skidrow.com. Skid Row, right here, right there, skidrow.com. Also, you go to Facebook, the official Skid Row, Twitter, at official Skid Row, and you could also check out at United World Rebellion. It'll be, I think it's at United WR. And then there's a whole bunch of sectors around the world, so chime into them.
As well.
The YouTube channel.
The YouTube channel. We just put up the official lyric video for Kings of Demolition. That I think they put it up yesterday, and yeah, we're all over the social network and stuff. So I think that you got in touch with Noel, our webmaster, correct?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he emailed me, so then I sent it to our tour manager. So yeah, at any social network we're pretty much on, and you could find out what's going on with us.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, I just got one more thing to ask you. Obviously, I appreciate your time and you guys stopping by to talk to us. Since sort of 1989, since the first record come out, what has been the highlight for you guys personally, individually? I mean, obviously, Rob, yourself, what's been the highlight for you? Yeah, I'll come to you. But if you could all answer individually, what's been the highlight for you? Start with you, Dave.
I think that doing this EP and everyone kind of being on the same page and understanding that, you know, it's a new world out there and that we have to adapt to it and capitalize on it in a sense. People view music in a different way now. But the great thing for us is that there's still people who are old school, like Rachel was saying, and still have been here for 20 some years with us. The whole thing for me that's been amazing was creating this first EP, and then the excitement of creating the next two.
Excellent. And what about yourself, Rachel?
There's been a bunch of highlights. Like we last year, for instance, we played with so many different bands and different types of bands and younger bands and you know, people like Kid Rock, and then also with bands like Skillet and I don't know, Shinedown and all these other bands that came out after we did. And then just the respect we got from those bands, like visiting us in the dressing room, Fuel coming in, and just like, man, you guys, it's so cool. We're doing a show together. When we were on the other end of it, we were like, wow, cool. We're doing shows with younger bands and new bands. And when they come in and they're just like psyched that we're playing, you know, and it's really cool. Every year there's like a new highlight. So if I were to go back through my whole musical career, we'd be here a while, you know. But putting out this EP is the next one, and every time we create something new, it's like, yeah, we get it done. And once we start going and get in a room together and start playing and creating, those are highlights for me.
Yeah, as I said earlier, obviously for me, getting that phone call, there's never a bad time to get that call, but it came at a perfect time for me. For me, one moment that stood out, going back to December 2010, we played in Russia. We played a show in Moscow, and as we were on our descent into Moscow, Rachel informed me on the plane that it was the first time that the band had been back to Russia since. Exactly. So honestly, the impact of what was going on didn't hit me until then. Having been a fan when that was all happening for the first time, and then being a part of the peripheral history of it this many years later, for me, it's huge. It's a huge part of my life, and it's something that I'm quite proud of. And it was a lot of fun as well. So.
Well, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. We really look forward to seeing you when you come back and hopefully talk about the new album in a bit more depth, because we know a lot of the songs then. But I really appreciate you stopping by, and we wish you all the very best for the remainder of 2013, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Rob. This is Alistair from Underkill TV, signing out with Skid Row.
Get it together, get it together.